Morning, everyone. How are you today? So today promises to be great, and some of my students I promised them a discussion class last week, but eventually we couldn't make that happen. But today I'm going to use this video as an introductory lesson to usher in a discussion class for all the grades. Okay, so we're going to be taking it very easy. So all we plan to do is to see how we can concatenate our pronouns. I, you, we, they, he, she, it with our verb be, which are am, is, are, and maybe few verbs like have, do, and go. Okay, so depending on your level, so we can always change the verbs because we've got so many verbs that I can ever remember. Okay, so we'll be choosing them, so we have to deal with a few of the verbs, but I'm choosing this one for this introductory class. But then with every other grade, then the verbs that we use might change. Okay, so but first of all, we're going to be listening to a CD where we're going to listen to the CD that's talking about the same thing that this lesson is all about. Please, let's go take a listen.
Track 36. Let's learn more. A. Practice the words. Number 1.
A camera.
Number 2.
A keychain.
Number 3.
A music player.
Number 4.
A calculator.
Number 5.
A train pass.
Number 6.
An umbrella.
Number 7.
A lunchbox.
Number 8.
A wallet.
Track 37. B. Practice the sentence.
She has a camera.
She has a camera.
Track 38. B. Practice the sentence.
She has a camera.
He has a keychain.
She has a music player. He has a calculator. She has a train pass.
He has an umbrella.
She has a lunchbox. He has a wallet.
Track 39. C. Practice the question and answer.
What does he have?
He has a calculator.
What does he have?
He has a calculator.
Track 40. C. Practice the question and answer. Number 1.
What does he have?
He has a wallet.
Number 2.
What does she have? She has a music player.
Number 3.
What does he have?
He has a train pass.
Number 4.
What does she have? She has a camera.
Number 5.
What does he have?
He has an umbrella.
Number 6.
What does she have? She has a lunchbox.
Number 7.
What does he have?
He has a calculator.
Number 8.
What does she have?
She has a keychain.
Track 41. D. Ask and answer.
Does he have a key?
Yes, he does.
Does she have a key?
No, she doesn't.
Does not. Doesn't.
Does he have a key?
Yes, he does.
Does she have a key?
No, she doesn't.
Track.
I think we have to stop it right there. And maybe we'll have to break down the lesson into different sections so students don't get confused. Okay, but as you can see here, we've got practice the words, camera, the keychain, the music player, calculator, the train pass, an umbrella. We've talked about a and an before. We use and when something is one and it begins with a what? A vowel. Here we've got U, A, E, I, O, U, umbrella. So that's why we're using N. We've got a train pass. So I've talked about article. Our articles are A, and the. So here you can see these are names of things, of items like umbrella, like a lunchbox, like a wallet, like a train pass. These are nouns. So they could be one, or they can be one, like a camera, a kitchen. They can be many. When it is one, it is called a singular. When there are many, we call them what? Plural. Singular and plural. Okay? So with this, in our normal sentence here we say he has a camera, she has a camera. You see? So today the lesson is all about how do we use our pronouns I, you, we, they, he, she, it, then together with our verb like have in this case. But when we're using he, she, it, usually we use what? Has. But when we're using I, you, we, they, we use what? Have. So here, because we've got he has a camera. She has a camera. You see that? But I can change other pronouns. I can say, I have a train pass. I have an umbrella. My parents have a music player. My sister has a keychain. Did you get that? So you can always change. So the lesson, the takeaway here is if we can be able to understand how we can use our pronouns I, you, we, they, he, she, it. Then with our verb like have, or like go, or like do, to be able to say something. Of course, it's possible. That's why you can see here, say he has a camera, she has. You can use any of these nouns. Then use just your have as a verb. Be able to make sentences in different, using different sentences, using different nouns and using just have, or using our do, just have, which is okay for today. So we've got here have, he, she, it. It has 4 legs. Okay? So with that said, let's move down to the next one. Here they say, what does he have? You see, we're using the same have here. What does he have? When we're asking a question, this is what we call question word. What? Because we're using he and she, it. That's when we use does. You see, our do, this is supposed to be do, but we're talking about something that someone usually do. So here we have do becomes what? Does, adding es to it. So he, she, it, we use does. But if it is I, you, we, they, we use what? Do. What do they have? What do we have? What do you have? But when it is he, she, it, we use what? What does he have? What does she have? And you see, because it is a question, this verb is always in the base form. Even though in the positive form, it's supposed to be what has, but because it is a question, it's always in the base form. And also, if it is a negative sentence, it will also be in its base form. For example, negative sentence like, she doesn't have a car. You see, that's negative sentence because of doesn't. So our verb must always be in the base form, especially for he, she, it pronouns. We call them the third person singular. He, she, it. So that's why we've always put them differently. For example, when we are talking about our verb be, we say he is, she is, it is. You see, they are like in the same group. But I, you, we, they falls under another group. When we use them, it have to be what? Have. Or when we use them as a question word, we have to be what? Do and not does. So what do you have? What do they have? What do what do they have? What do you have? What do I have? But if it is he, she, it, then what does he? What does she? What does it? He has a calculator. See here, he has, she has, it has. But with I have, you have, they have. Okay? Okay, here again, does he have a key? Yes, he does. Here again, when a question is asked using does, you make sure that when you're answering the question, you have to let the does be in it. You say, yes, he does. Yes, she does. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, she doesn't. But if it is I, you, we, they say, yes, you do. Yes, we do. No, we don't. But if it is he, she, it, that's when we use does. It's very important. This is an important topic, and we have to play around this one a lot to make sure you get used to it. Because it's from here, then we can move on to other verbs like go, like do, like have. Okay, this one is have, like come, and so many other verbs. So you can understand how we use them. Okay, I'm going to take you over to my workboard section. I'm going to show you a couple of things, still based on this lesson. So let's go take a look. So here we are. I brought you back here again. So here look at our base form of our verb. These are our verbs. We've got have, we've got go, we've got do, then we've got our verb be. So we're looking at what this is the base form of our verbs, the ones we are looking at today. We are using do or go or have, especially this have. Okay, depending on your class or your grade, we're keeping it on this one for my least grade. So here we've got I, am, I, have, I, go, you, do. I showed you, I gave you this example last week. So you can say, I have, I am, I go. Today we are looking at this one, have. So here, say, you have, we have. Here we got have. When it is he, she, it, we use what? Has. You can see here. So what is important here is for you to understand that when we've got our I, you, we, they, and he, she, it, we always use what? He, she, it, we always use what? Has. That's what we're looking at today. But when it is I, you, we, they, we use what? Have. Another thing you need to understand is when it is a question, he doesn't question or verb, this must be in the base form, even though here you can say he has a pen, he has. So what is important here is that always we've got our verbs, okay? These verbs, they come in different forms. You have our have in the past, it becomes had. In the past participle, it becomes had. Then our go in the past, it becomes what? Went. And the past participle, it becomes gone. Do, we have did in the past and done in the past participle. So this past participle, usually we call them the V3. So just to make it easier for students to remember. And this one, V2 and V3. So this is simple past. We used to talk about something that happened in the past. Then this is the base form. What we're looking at when we talk about simple present tense. The base form are the things that we usually use. And we're looking at the verb what, have, do, and go. So here I can say, I have a pencil, you have a pen, you have a car. But when it comes to he, she, he, say, he has, it has, she has. Just as you can see from the CD we've listened to and the other explanation I've done. Okay, I don't think we've got that much time to continue with this explanation. I think what I've given you so far should be enough for you to just to begin to get yourself, in tune with what the whole thing is going to be all about, how we can make sentences using our verbs and using our pronouns. And these pronouns too, we can change them to something else. Maybe, for example, instead of saying we, I can say my brother and I. Instead of saying you can say your friend and his parents. Instead of saying he, you can say my teacher, or my parents, or my family. We change instead of using it, I can use a camera, I can use an umbrella, I can use a dog, I can use whatever that I want to use here. So I now be able to use my verbs in the base form, like have, to be able to make sentences. What does, what do, where do they, where does it. Okay, that's going to be all about it for this one. But also I've got an exercise which I want to use to test your knowledge on this lesson. So I will be taking you over to show you briefly before I end this video. So here we are again. So I'm bringing you over here because I've told you about our spelling test. So it's starting with all these words for today. So you must learn how to spell camera, keychain, music player, calculator, train pass, umbrella, lunchbox, wallet. But I'm not going to let you spell all of this at once. So what I want you to do to make sure you can spell at least 3 out of these words we've got here. So the 3 words you can spell, then you're going to use them to make sentence using he, she, it, or you, or we, any of the, then using our verb, maybe have, or go, or do. So you can ask a question, you can say something in the positive sentence, you can say something in the negative sentence. Okay, with that said, we're going to take it up from where we left off when you join me at the Zoom meeting. Okay, thank you for watching. It's always good to have you here. I think it's going to be pretty much it for now. And as you can see, we've been through together, and you can see it's an awesome opportunity for you to be able to get to understand how we can use our pronouns and use just simple verbs like our verb be, am, is, are, or like our have, to say a couple of things, then using them together with nouns like Looking forward to you guys joining me at the Zoom meeting where we'll have to use any of these nouns listed to make sentences using any of the pronouns. You know, I, you, we, they, he, she. If you like, it's up to you to change the pronouns, use any one of them that suits you. Okay, with that said, thank you again for watching. It's always my pleasure to have you here. Bye for now.